So I started a run of Dark Souls 2 yesterday using a weapon that I've kind of always wanted to use but never got around to. The disc chime that you find down in the Grave of Saints is a really interesting weapon because it's a shield that can cast miracles and is also just like a weirdly good weapon on its own. And I didn't realize like how good it was because when I did try to use it the very first time I ever tried to use it, I didn't understand how to deal with a super low reach. But now I do, so I want to try it out. So we need 18 faith, and that is literally the only requirement. I also want to use miracles a bit because I think that kind of makes up for the weird like range of the shield. Let me see if I can't make a character that I like a little bit. So right off the bat, this run is going to be effectively the exact opposite of the last Dark Souls 2 run I did. Instead of farming the Rotten a bunch in order to get to the end of the game as quickly as possible, or like almost the end of the game as quickly as possible so that I can get a weapon from one of the last bosses. The weapon is kind of just like down in the well, so all I need is the cat ring, which is only like 12k, a much shorter progression path. It also upgrades with normal Titanite, so I don't need to worry about going to the DLC to get any upgrade material or anything. So this should be a fairly simple and straightforward run, especially when my only damage stat is going to be Faith. I might be able to buff the shield. I don't think so. I do want Whisper, which means 24 intelligence. If I can buff the shield, Dark Weapon, obviously. I'm considering Northern Ritual Band, but I'm not sure that there are that many miracles that I would even like want to have equipped. I guess multiple copies of Emit Force could be nice. I don't know. If anything is resistant to lightning, I might have a bad time. Is there anything that's even significantly resistant to lightning? There's not much, if at all, because like, only thing I can think of off the top of my head that might be resistant to lightning would be like Looking Glass Knight, maybe? And even then, Looking Glass Knight is in the rain, so if he is resistant to lightning, it's not that significant. I wish Wrath of the Gods wasn't a New Game Plus Plus spell. She tried to punch me. Emit Force could be useful for rats. Rats are so annoying. Can you get it from the lower drop point, actually? I'm not sure if it's possible to get it from, like, down. Required ahead? Okay. I think that message tells me all I need to know. Yeah. It's just rats. I probably won't need Emit Force, probably. Might not be a bad idea to grab Fire Longsword, though. That'll probably make this a lot easier. Yeah, I need to go to the forest anyway. Do I even have the dex requirement? No? I think it's like 10 dexterity. I don't know, I'll figure it out. Ordinarily, basically no matter what I'm fighting, the mace is probably the best tool for the job, but just because the rats are going to take multiple hits anyway, because the mace is significantly slower than the longsword, I think the fire longsword is just kind of objectively the better choice here. I don't know if the shield moveset has, like, ow, ow. I don't know if the shield moveset has, like, a jump attack or whatever. I don't think it does. Should I fight Pursuer now? No, I'm gonna wait for the shield. The shield does funny damage, so I guess I'll get a few more souls. I just kind of want to buy the Fragrant Branch so I can get the Covetous Silver Serpent Ring as soon as possible. I don't think it's going to be incredibly useful for this run, but again, something that's just very nice to have at this point. That running R1 to R1 combo is like really fast. And of course, the strike damage does very well against any heavily armored enemy. Go. I'll buy one of those. Oh, I missed. That's fine. Okay, rats time. And then I gotta go stream. Oh yeah, what's the requirement? 9 dexterity. Okay, pursuer time. Then I gotta go stream. I don't know. We'll fight multiple pursuers. It's fine. I will say the range on the mace definitely leaves something to be desired, and it is not the only weapon we'll be using this run that definitely has less range than I would prefer. Actually, in my experience, the mace and the disc chime kind of miss in different ways. where the mace doesn't reach far enough, but the disc chime, the hitbox doesn't go very far out from like your player hitbox. So the player can literally just kind of push enemies more away than you would expect, which is kind of the issue with the disc chime, as opposed to the like swinging motion on the mace kind of being the issue. Hard to explain, but they... Oh my god, I was not expecting him to hit that. They definitely have different issues with how they miss, is my point. Hey, look who it is. Oh, hi. I did not expect an enemy to come up here. Which one are you? Must have been one of the ones from, like, down. Like, where Kale is, or whatever. Ale? Kale. He's Kale in this game. I've made jokes about this discussion before. And now before I do the rest of the run, I gotta go stream Dark Souls 1. So hopefully that doesn't throw me off. Guess we'll see. I have successfully streamed Dark Souls 1 and played terribly, so, you know, went super good. Hopefully I don't also end up playing terribly in Dark Souls 2. This was pretty awful when I did it with an upgraded mace, but hopefully it's not as bad for the fire longsword. Oh yeah, immediately. That's so much better. Less stamina use. Better moveset for this as a whole. Oh my goodness. I'm just as bad at the video game. I also have more healing than I did last time, so... Overall, this should just go better. If he hits me, I think I get instantly poisoned. I do need to avoid that. Oh, there it is. Okay, I just need to be careful to not die. No! God damn it! That's actually so f***ed up. Oh my god. It locked onto the wrong one. I know people complain about Dark Souls 2 lock on that a lot. Usually it doesn't bother me. This is an exception. Seriously? Drink! I pressed the button so many times, you have no idea. Honestly, I just need to, like, not get hit. If I don't get hit, I can't die and I win. That's the strategy, right? Why did it lock on over there? It locked onto the right one. I got hit. Well, that's unfortunate. Finally. Doing something bingo. All I gotta do is jump to that platform. First try! Oh yeah, okay. Now I get the hell out of here. Okay, there's our main weapon. B scaling and lightning, and E scaling and dark, and it does only lightning. Oh, it does dark damage too? Actually, I didn't know that. I thought it only did lightning damage. That's probably why it does an absurd amount of damage. It might be not a bad idea to do this. What's the scaling like? Oh, no, never mind. I forgot it's E scaling. Okay, I want to get emit force real quick. Alright, let's see how funny our damage is. That's not at all the button I meant to press. Wait, what? What's the attack button when it's in your right hand? Okay, hold on. L2. There we go. This is completely unupgraded. Decent, you know, level 30, but still unupgraded. I should probably just go upgrade it. Also, I'm gonna put this in my offhand so that I can use R1 and R2 to attack. It also doesn't take a ton of stamina to attack, especially on the R1. Or the light attack, I suppose. Oh, I didn't get the Modula Manor key. I should do that. Okay, so I was wondering if the shield bash attack, like, blocked when I used it. And the answer is no. Very much no. Oh my goodness. This is why I need emit force. Okay, +3. That should be plenty for now. It's so weird not, like, having a +10 by now. That doesn't one-shot. That's unfortunate. Oh my god. Emit force. There it is. That does so much damage to some random enemies and then just doesn't kill an undead soldier in one hit. That's funny. Annoying, but funny. Have a jump attack, actually? I don't think so. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. Okay. Oh no. I don't think I can hit this on the ground. Never mind, we're good. Does Carhillion drop a clear bluestone ring when you kill him? I don't remember. Oops. I'm clearly playing at my maximum skill level right now. Okay, there are two or three large giant knight shards down here somewhere from the giant basilisk. Let's see, I'm probably gonna get poisoned down here. Is there a plunging attack? Yeah, poisoned. There's not a plunging attack. I need to heal before the poison kills me. There are two Tortalos? That's unfortunate. Okay, one more. There you go. Heal before the Tortalos kill me. Oh my goodness. There's giant knight shards. Okay, everything's fine. Go! Let me in! Ow. Hey, I think I should just go through the forest, to be honest. Yeah, definitely once you get used to the kind of shorter range and the, I don't know, weird movement of some of the attacks, and by some of the attacks I mean the two attacks that exist on the shield, the weapon is really not hard to hit things with, and it hits pretty hard. That's like really fast. And that wasn't even as fast as I can attack. Once you get going, you get going. Yeah. I mean, this is a +5, admittedly, on the last giant, which is a lot higher than you'd usually be, but... oh. There's a bunch of large giant knight shards in here, which will very easily get me to +6, and then I guess I'll go to Saldora after that, so I don't have to grind for anything. Saldora is the easiest place to get all the chunks from. Okay, let's see what this thing does to the Pursuer, since we didn't get to see that earlier. No parrying, even though it's a shield, but that's fine. That's pretty big damage. I know this one has less health than the actual boss one, but I don't think that makes too huge of a difference, admittedly. And this is like mostly the lightning damage, right? Because it's resistant to dark as far as I know. No. Okay. Yeah, that R2 has less range, significantly, even though it has more damage. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah. I know that these guys have weird hitboxes anyway, with how their legs like stick out farther than their torso, so it's kind of hard to hit them with a lot of short-range weapons anyway. Oh, I forgot to do emit force. That's fine. I don't think it's going to be super useful on the Ruined Sentinels either. Oh my goodness. You know, that worked out shockingly well, actually. That did less damage. I killed one in 2 R2s before I upgraded it. I wonder if it has decent counter damage. That's very much possible. Oh my goodness. Hey, one of my favorite bosses in the game fought at a somewhat reasonable level this time. Wow, that is kind of absurd. Okay. Somewhat reasonable, for sure. Okay, well, I probably could have killed that one before the other one jumped up if it had ever pressed the attack button, but you know. Ah! Why did that one jump up so much faster? There we go. And another Pursuer to take us up to 100,000 souls. I think I want to level ADP before Faith anymore. It's because I'm bad at the video game. Oh my goodness. Speaking of... That's absurd damage though, wow. ADP... Actually, 20 should be more than enough, to be honest. And I guess a little endurance wouldn't hurt. I keep forgetting to attune emit force. Okay, I'm gonna do that right now. I never see that one explode. I don't know why it did. In my most recent playthrough, I used Blue Flame and Moonlight Greatsword, and then switched to Ice Rapier instead of Moonlight Greatsword later. But I switched in a lot of like spells with my melee combat, but the melee combat was always just better. Like there was very little reason to ever use any of the sorceries, right? So I don't know if that will apply to miracles as well. And the little bit that I've used miracles before, miracles are significantly better in terms of damage per hit than sorceries, but it's really weird to be doing just like a normal progression path again. Like +6 at the center and then +10 at Freya, and then just going from there. I want to try to not aggro the explodey guys while I fight the sentry. Not that, I don't know if fighting the sentry is even worth it, to be honest. I do a lot of damage. I guess it won't be hard. There we go. Alright. Seems darker than normal. I don't think it is, and I think it's just like the context of the room that I'm playing in, but it feels darker than normal. Oh my god, that hit me. Whoa. Okay. Oh my god. It's just a little too slow to consistently hit her, and that's infuriating. Oh my god. Come on. It's not even like hard to not get hit by her. I'm just being greedy because I want to hit her, but she just keeps jumping around. Oh my god. And the like weirdly small range on the shield bash too. Jeez. Ow. There we go. I feel like dealing with a big group with this range might not be the best idea, even if I do one-shot them. Good luck, Rosabeth. Okay, yeah, that takes way too long. Cast, that's the word. It takes too long to cast. That wasn't too bad. Mid-force. Wow, that range is... I thought it would hit multiple of them, I'm gonna be entirely honest. There is no area effect on that at all. Really wish I could get Wrath of the Gods without going to New Game Plus Plus, but oh well. Actually don't remember what's in this chest. Clear blue stone ring +1. Hey, I wanted that actually. Glowing ring, always useful. Actually, I don't think the Ring of Blades is going to be useful at all, so I'll keep this on for now. How much faster does that make me cast then? Not that much. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh my goodness. The range. I think I kind of just want Great Lightning Spear. Maybe like Blinding Bolt and Sacred Oath. I don't know. There's really not many useful miracles. That's like actually kind of stupid damage. Like for as much as I'm complaining about the range, rightfully, that damage is nothing to sneeze at for sure. Dang, I really wish that staggered. Force damage isn't particularly high. Stone Ring is always an option, I suppose. Oh, either the range is going to be extremely detrimental for this fight, or it's literally not going to matter at all, and I'm really not sure which at this point. Guess we'll find out. Okay, it's not going to matter at all. Good. That damage is so dumb. Ah! Everything's fine. Ah! Everything's fine. There we go. Oops. I forgot to dodge. Extremely difficult Magicka fight. Oh my goodness. Yeah, chunk. That's surprising. That means that I can have a +8 for the Prowling Magus in Congregation, which really matters. Actually, first, I kind of want to pull the Rat Authority real quick. For a very specific reason. Uh-oh. What? That's so rude. Ah! Oh my god. I'm dead. Yeah. God damn it. Oh my god. Right. Getting toxic through shield. I'm gonna cry. God damn it. There we go. Okay. Oh my god, 2-shot? Like, I guess they're weaker to lightning because they're in water, but Jesus. 2 more. Theoretically, I could run to the ladder. But... okay. That's good. It missed. Oh. There we go. Everything's fine. Oh my god. It's a good thing I didn't just sprint to the ladder. Let's see if I can get rid of the dogs with lightning spear before the big one comes down. Nope. I didn't think that would aggro all of them. That's bad. Help! You know, in retrospect, this probably isn't worth what I'm trying to do it for, but... oh my god. Okay, well... I'm dead. Okay. I wonder if Emit Force reaches that far and would do more damage? Yes. Oh my god. Damn it. Okay. Well. Oh my god, it's because it didn't turn. No, my 40,000 souls. Insane skill issue on my part. Even, like, I just... if I could just hit one of these. The hitbox is just too small. Oh, okay. If I can just hit them... oh my god. I just need the goddamn shield to hit the dog. That's all. Then I win. That's it. That's the whole thing. Yes. Okay, almost there. Okay, there we go. I win. Probably. Yeah, that damage is absurd when I can actually fight the boss. And like, if I wasn't just doing like a weapon showcase run, I would have grabbed a bow and it wouldn't have been a big deal. But I want to like fight all the bosses with only this weapon. I think that's fun. Even if it's objectively a bad choice. That was totally worth it. Fortunately, I don't have any other armor that I like want to wear, but this is more than good enough. I know exactly what armor to wear. Oh my god, I got styled on. Normally I backstab these guys because their moveset is really weird and annoying to deal with, and they deal a lot of damage, but obviously that's not an option here. Oh my god, and I do so little damage. They're probably resistant to both lightning and dark, I would assume, based on that damage. Or they're just resistant, full stop. Oh my god. Agreed. There we go. Yeah, nice. Oh, this is gonna be awful with the 4 of them, huh? Or the 3 right in front of the door, I guess. Oh wait, I have miracles. What am I talking about? That's like the thing that offsets this thing's biggest negative. Let's see damage. I assume this guy would be like resistant to lightning, right? The congregation is probably going to be the most annoying part of this whole fight. Okay, maybe not. Yeah, the ones on the floor. Oh my goodness! That's a lot of damage. Okay, ones on the floor might be difficult to hit, but the R1 might make that a non-issue. Okay, yeah. Well damage. I hardly know her. I should get the engraved gauntlets. That'd be fun. Well, the engraved gauntlets have a requirement, huh? So I guess it's not really a waste that I leveled up my dexterity earlier, because I think you need 12 dexterity. 50 faith, there we go. Now I can actually level other things up. They're called huntsmen because they hunts men. One of my partners made that joke a while ago. And I've kind of always wanted to put it in a video because it's so dumb, but I don't know how to make it funny. Fog. No, no, it locked onto the wrong one again. Alright, everything's fine. Oh my god. There we go. I have to use the slower attack. So this is the R1, and this is the R2. The R2 is significantly faster and stronger, but I need to use the R1, which is slower because of the hitbox system, which is just kind of annoying. Oh, who would I thunk it? Shields are useful. There we go. Maxed out. Okay, oh, I don't know if I should infuse it, though, is the thing. Like... Okay, primarily, I am dealing lightning damage right now, right? It does give it a little bit more damage, but I really don't know if that's worth reducing the dark damage. I don't think it is. At least not for now. Okay, well... I pressed left bumper instead of left stick in. I do not know why my brain did that. That's unfortunate. Come on. Go faster! Okay. The attack is so slow, I wasn't sure if that was gonna work. I probably could have just dropped from the top and not taken very much damage, huh? Okay, I managed to avoid getting poisoned through the entire Black Gulch. That is very rare that I am able to do that. Wow, no damage, okay. Oh, backstabs on NPCs is unfortunate, but that's a good chunk of damage either way. Ow. Here we go. Not too bad. Yeah, not good damage. Oh my goodness, why did he do that? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I have a sneaking suspicion that the hitboxes on the giants aren't going to be super friendly to the shield, but it'll probably be fine. The damage isn't good, but it should be enough to kill. With lightning spear and then a little bit of coercion. Maybe no coercion required, actually. Nice. Okay, now, if I quit out, I might actually get thrown off the edge once I come back in, but... There we go, Soul of a Giant. And a Forgotten Key, which is the important part. He sure is fighting me. Hello? Okay, well, lots of damage. Oh my god. Okay. Now we can head over here, actually, since I'm back up in daylight and can see my skin. And we can take no damage. What the? My jump button didn't work. Oh wow, yeah, that's very little damage. Okay. There it is. 42 faith requirement. I'm glad I got 50 as soon as I did, wow. So my biggest recording session for this entire run got messed up. Somehow OBS started using my PlayStation 5 microphone, like my PlayStation 5 controller microphone, instead of the one that I was using for the rest of the run. So in order to minimize the amount of awful audio quality that I am using for this video, I want to narrate the broad strokes in post, which is going to change and mess up the pacing of the video a little bit, but hopefully it's going to make it a little bit more watchable. So first of all, what I did is I went and talked to Creighton in the Shaded Woods so that I could get the engraved gauntlets once I got to Selthora. I nearly had a panic attack fighting all the spiders without a torch. Oh my god, I hate it. I hate it so much more than I remembered. No. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. Obviously, I can't hold a torch and still attack if my weapon is in my offhands, and I can't attack with it one-handed unless I'm using spells, and I simply do not have enough spells to fight Freya. So here's the Freya fight. Ow. Okay. Yeah, okay. I was expecting a laser there. That makes sense. I can get a couple good hits on Freya. That's a lot of damage. I forgot how much damage this thing does. When you can actually... That's not good. That's gonna kill me. Never mind. Everything's fine. It queued a roll when I was not expecting it to queue a roll. Ow. Laser. I think the spiders respawn anyway, but I don't know how many. That's so much damage. Ow. Okay, I'm gonna attempt to get a second. Can you do something? Thank you. Use that to heal. And then take out this last spider before it gets in the way again. Yeah, just running back and forth between the faces. Once you don't have to worry about the spiders, that's probably the easiest way to do this. Oh. Ah, that hit me. That was rude. Okay. Everything's fine. From there, I decided I want to level up my intelligence because the disc chime does have some dark scaling, even if it's not, you know, particularly good. I also found a glitch that lets me have more casts of any spell that I want, so I gave myself a bunch of casts of Lightning Spear because otherwise I figured that I basically wouldn't be using miracles for any decent amount of time. I didn't actually end up using that glitch too much. There were a couple instances where it was a little helpful, but ultimately it really didn't change the outcome of the run. I think archers being unnecessarily accurate is like one of the best reasons to level up bigger in this game. The skeleton lords weren't the most fun fight, but I mean, it is a boss fight, so. Extremely underwhelming. Oh my god, imagine getting only 3 casts of that. I mean, admittedly, it's not a good chime. It's a much better as a melee weapon than a chime, but oh my god, that is nothing. Wow, this damage, or this range is really leaving something to be desired, huh? Oh my god, this is gonna be so awful. Oh my goodness. Not exactly a difficult fight, but definitely sometimes a tedious one. There aren't any fights that I'm like worried about like not being able to hit the boss in, except maybe Elan or Fume. It always feels like I take more damage when I am followed. Getting to the Covetous Demon wasn't exactly the most engaging part of the run either, but here's the Covetous Demon fight. It's pretty funny. I think there's something special about Dark Souls 2 having, you know, crop tops and thigh highs and stuff that the other games just don't really have like that. Like Dark Souls 3 does a little bit, but it's mostly just the Dark Souls 2 sets that were carried over. That's quite a bit of damage. Go. Kind of the same story getting to Mytha as I was getting to Covetous Demon. Once you know how to get through the level, it's not difficult at all. This is what Great Lightning Spear is for. I actually don't know what the range is on that. Okay. Nothing to worry about is the answer. Honestly, I kind of hate to kind of skip over so much stuff like this, but obviously with the way this recording got messed up, I can't really let everything go into the minute detail, unfortunately, unless I wanted a worse sounding video, but I've already edited all of this and I just cannot stand how awful it sounds compared to the rest of the video, so I'm, you know, putting in more time to do this instead. So hopefully that time was worth it. I should let her grab me. I then spent a copious amount of time getting swatted away by a desert sorceress. It needs to be... Oh my god! Oh my god, it killed me. I want a girl to kiss me. Is that really so much to ask? Oh wait, no! Yeah, there we go. Perfect. I used what is probably my favorite way to get to the Smelter Demon. You have to make this jump here, and then you can climb this ladder and fight the Elan Knights, being careful of the archer, obviously, and I was doing stupid damage with the shield, despite, you know, being a catalyst. Okay, yeah. As long as I don't, like... Actually, no, that's absurd. It doesn't matter where I try to hit it. The hitboxes are perfectly fine here. an absurd amount of damage. Oh my god. Explode? Hey, that's a good opportunity for a great lightning spear. That's a decent chunk of damage. Definitely more supplemental than something you should rely on, which I imagine is the point of miracles anyway. More support for a build than the primary point of a build. And there we go. That was insanely easy. Okay. I decided I wanted Flynn's Ring because Flynn's Ring is a 50 AR buff no matter what that'll be split across all of our damage types, so it will be very useful for this run, which is behind the Rotten in the Sunken King DLC. Oh my goodness. Insane skill issue. Imagine getting hit by the Rotten. Couldn't be me. That's a lot of damage though. I guess that's kind of a theme with this weapon. That second hit was probably greedy with the amount of stamina it takes, but it's fine. Here we go. Check greed goes a long way, of course. I realized then before I actually went to the DLC that I almost forgot to fight the Rotten. And getting through the DLC is pretty easy as long as you know some tricks, like the fact that you can shoot the pressure plates on the ground with arrows, so that you can rotate the store from a safe distance. Once again, I feel like I'm obligated to say that. I decided grabbing the Dragonstone at this point would have been a great idea, which I did successfully do, though it did take a bit of time kiting enemies around to destroy the bodies in the grave room. Ultimately, though, with the kind of damage that I was doing, this was a very easy DLC run, especially compared to what I was expecting it to be with the range and everything. The damage is just so absurdly good that it does not matter. And because I had the Eternal Sanctum key from the grave room earlier, I went and grabbed the Lightning Clutch Ring. And then this is where it all fell apart. I thought, you know what, I have the highest damage that I'm going to get in this run, especially with lightning damage, which is going to be super useful against Alana and Sin. So I decided to finish this DLC, but also the other two DLCs in this recording session, which is really unfortunate because otherwise I probably would have done them with good audio and wouldn't have to be doing this. But I don't know, it was fun. I think it was a good choice. So here are the Alana and Sin boss fights. Wow. Okay. DLC boss, by the way. That's a lot of damage. Oh my god. She's not even difficult, she's just being annoying. There we go. Nice and easy. There's our million soul memory. And like, honestly, how hard can Sin really be, you know? To me dying 6 times to Sin. That or this is gonna be the greatest Sin fight you've ever seen. Oh my god, that's so much damage. That's actually so funny. Honestly, I think as long as I'm not, like, greedy, this should be a fairly easy fight. Was that a crit? It wasn't even a crit. That's crazy. Oh, I don't even have those on. I forgot I didn't have the requirements. Oh, skill issue. I should probably be trying to hit his head. No, my durability should be fine. Probably. Okay, now my durability should be fine. Okay, one more. It didn't even hit! That's so mean. Okay, whatever. Next time. Nice and easy. And Iron Keep, the second part of Iron Keep, I guess, didn't end up being that difficult, despite the fact that I was actually engaging with the enemies this time, because you just do so much damage with this shield. And in the same vein, the old Iron King wasn't exactly the most difficult boss. That's a little bit of damage. What is he doing? I forgot about that attack. I never see that. So I just don't remember that it exists most of the time. Oh, I didn't gonna boop him on the nose. Bad. Oh my god. Everything's fine. Broom Tower is probably the hardest DLC to run through, or even get through, even if you're not sprinting through it. Specifically because of the Ashen Idols buffing some of the most annoying enemy movesets in the game. These guys have some of the most annoying attacks in the game, I swear to god. If you know what you're doing and can properly maneuver around the enemies, it's not that bad, but it's definitely the hardest of the three. Luckily though, once you get to the point where you can pull the levers, running back through if you die isn't that big of a deal. I did do my best to make sure the barrel carriers took out most of the annoying enemies, especially in the room with the three that you have to like push down the trapdoor, but I mean, they don't cooperate at the best of times, and this wasn't really that much of an exception, though admittedly it did go better than it could have. And after this final lever that you need to pull with the big guy, which took a little bit of persuading to actually kill. Okay, watch that big brain move. Oh my god. Getting the Ion Scepter isn't exactly the most difficult thing, just running past the enemies down here, even if Rachel can be annoying at the best of times. From there, to get down to Fume Knight, the only difficult part is the kind of gauntlet where you have to fall down the levels while killing the enemies along the way so they don't all pile on you at the end with the big guy. But as long as you are a little careful and employ maybe a little bit of cheese, it's not too bad. And I've always found Fume to be one of the easier DLC fights, to be honest. Kind of like Artorias, where everyone kind of hypes up his difficulty, but he's just kind of a night guy, and it's really not that bad of a fight. Alright, let's see. Hopefully I can actually hit him too, but that's something that I am kind of worried about with Fume. Damage is good. Seems like I can hit him fairly consistently too. Haven't missed yet, so that's good. Nope, there's a miss. But yeah, as long as I try to hit him from the side instead of behind, it's fine. Okay, pop a life gem for safety. Okay, never mind. Come on. Give me a safe attack opportunity. Are you kidding me? That's an attack opportunity at least. That hits? That's so annoying. A little bit of patience goes a long way. And you know what? So does a little bit of greed. Alright. One more? Come on. First try, that's what we like to see. Okay. I then remembered that I actually do need to fight the Rotten, so I made sure to do that before I forgot. And as long as you're careful, getting inside the castle is really not that difficult. Also, the room that has the Sublime Bone Dust is completely empty in vanilla, and that made me think of the fact that I do want to do Unremarkable and Odd Places in Dark Souls 2, but if I were to do that, I'd want to do it in Scholar, because there are so many places in vanilla that just feel wrong that were then added to in Scholar. Anyway, I made sure to grab the Frozen Flower so we can access Elium Lois before making my favorite shortcut jump to the next bonfire and going back to the DLC. I find Ivory King to be probably the most difficult boss in Dark Souls 2, not because it himself is particularly difficult, but because before the fight you have to deal with the Charred Lois Knights, and there are just so many of them. But obviously before we get there we have to go through the rest of the DLC. And as long as you kill these first few enemies in this first area of Elium Lois, getting through the rest of this first section between the first and second bonfire is pretty easy. But the only problem is this bottleneck with this enemy here. And then from there you can just sprint through past the fountain, and if you're lucky, you can get through the door. In theory, I should be able to open this. Oh my god. Those iframes lined up perfectly. Everything is a-okay. The second bonfire does have this specific gate, which can be difficult to get through, but most of the time enemies don't actually attack you while you're fighting this Rampart Golem, so you can take him out perfectly fine and pull the lever, no problem. Then we can grab the Eye of the Priestess and go get the last bonfire, and then we can fight Ava. Ooh, ow. The only problem with durability is the durability going down even when I don't actually deal damage because of how that hitbox thing works. I think that's going to be the main issue with trying to manage my durability here. It's just making sure I actually land hits. We love to see the greed off. We're punished. Okay, well, a little bit punished, but it's fine. Greed not paying off completely, but it's fine. Everything's okay. See, greed's fine. Oh my god. Oh, what? That shouldn't have hit me. Stop! I held the button because I was expecting her to run away, and then she didn't. Yeah, whatever. Everything's fine. There we go. I realized that I had 6 Estus plus 5, so I left to get a little bit more, just to help out a little bit, because I do think Lame Lois, while not as difficult as Broom Tower, Ivory King is much more difficult than anything in Broom Tower, in my opinion, so those Estus should help. Now, this first Lois Knight is probably the hardest to get by far, just because you have the hedgehogs, you have Hexer Nikolai, who is the hardest NPC in the DLC, you have the fake NPC guy who backstabs you, you have the Covetous Demon, and then the Garrison Ward Key is in the same area. All of that just being together makes it so inordinately difficult to get this specific knight, and also, you know, the Garrison Ward Key afterward, as opposed to the second one, which is just a few ladders you slide down and then the easiest NPC in the game. So I'm not sure how they ended up balancing that, but luckily I was able to successfully sprint past everything. The last one is a little bit different. It is pretty easy to sprint past all the enemies and open the door to free the Lois Knight, but to get rid of Warheem, the invader, you actually have to go through, if you don't want to fight him, obviously. You can wait for the invasion timer because he won't chase you until you try to open the chest past where he's hiding, or if you obviously directly attack him. But you can also just go through Ava's Fog Gate by running up to where he is, up the stairs, and then dropping down here, which banishes him, and then you don't have to wait for the invasion timer to run out, and you don't have to fight him, which is very nice. And now here's the Ivory King fight, which is my favorite boss fight in the game. I don't like the Ivory King boss fight very much. I do feel incredibly powerful after my bow only run, though. Okay, sure. What? Why? Oh my god. Honestly, it's not even that they focus me, it's that it feels inconsistent in when they decide to focus me, too. I just really don't like this fight. Okay, I don't know why that didn't hit me, but I guess I'm not complaining. Why is there another one? Okay. Great start. That's a lot of damage. That was a crit, though. Okay. Okay. Cool. It's not even the getting hit that's bothering me, it's just the fact that I cannot hit him. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Honestly, at this point, I might as well just wait for him to buff again, because I know I can hit him when he's buffing. Oh my god. Ugh. I hate that fight. I don't think I will ever enjoy the Burnt Ivory King.
After the Ivory King, the Twin Dragon Riders were technically a boss fight. Obviously, they don't have very much health, but being able to three-shot one of them is still pretty funny to see.
Oh my god, ow. For most of my playthroughs, he always will pull out his halberd as soon as he falls, but recently he's not been pulling out his halberd at all for whatever reason. Also, oh my god, that's a lot of damage. Alright, I should be able to run past all the knights here since I don't need to worry about buffing. Alright, that was hard.
I expected the Archdrakes to be a little bit more difficult because they are a relatively fast enemy with humanoid hitboxes, which can be weird with how the legs stick out and not being able to hit them with a weapon, but they actually didn't end up being that much of an issue. Actually, Amana as a whole, despite my skill issues.
Oh my goodness. Already off to a wonderful start. Oh my goodness. Professional Dark Souls player, by the way. Wait, why is the ogre aggroed? This isn't vanilla, what the hell?
Ended up being a pretty easy level. That tends to be the case in most of my playthroughs, but sometimes Amana can be annoying with certain weapons, and that really wasn't the case here, which was very fortunate.
Lightning Spear. That would be 6 whole damage. Okay, it's 2 hits. Could you just stand there and cheese it? Because it doesn't look like it aggroes until you, like, walk up to it. Oh, that's a good chunk of damage. Oh god. One more. And bonk. Perfect.
I ended up getting invaded by a person, which was an interesting experience, which I will let you see how that played out.
Wow. Netcode. I hardly know her. Oh my god. That's crazy. I was not expecting to win that. That's really funny.
The Undead Crypt is a fairly short and simple level. As long as you know where you're going, it's very easy to sprint past all the enemies and not even hear a bell ring if you go fast enough, which, you know, really isn't that difficult when you know the way forward. And then getting into the Velstadt fight is also pretty easy as long as you go behind these graves and then make sure to roll past this attack. And you can get inside the fog wall 100% of the time. I've never had an issue doing this.
I have the Dark Clutch Ring on still, which is gonna be worse than the Lightning Clutch Ring for Velstadt, I'm pretty sure. Bonk. Hey, we both have Chime weapons. That's pretty cool. Uh-oh. Oh, no, that's fine. Oh my god, that's not how I expected that to move. I'm gonna start buffing soon. Yeah, there it is. Crit. Okay, well, assuming I can hit him. Come on. Oh my god. Okay, come on, one more. There we go, easy.
After getting the King's Ring, obviously I went straight to Aldea's Keep. I got invaded by Aslatiel. I still have no idea what causes him to invade, because sometimes he just doesn't invade. It's very rare that he doesn't, but sometimes he just doesn't, and I don't know what causes that. I thought I was talking to Lucatiel, but I didn't talk to Lucatiel. Anyway, I got invaded by Poison Blood, the same person that I got invaded by earlier in Aldea's Keep, but I just kept running and got to the fog wall and managed to not have to fight them at all.
Did I get 2 crits? Oh my god, that was a lot of damage. Maybe I didn't get any crits. Alright, maybe I only got 1. I don't know. That was a lot of damage though. Extremely difficult boss, of course.
I thought the Dragon Shrine was going to be a little bit difficult because of especially the mace guy, but I did get lucky enough after using a lightning spear to smack him a couple times before he was able to do too many attacks. It was a little close, but we got there. The human dragon warrior guy was a little bit annoying.
This guy's gonna be annoying. I'm pretty sure he has too much poise for me to just shield him out of it once. Yeah. He's gonna be able to poise through that, which is annoying. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I swear to God. There we go.
The giant memories are kind of the only part of the game that is designed to be sprinted through, so neither of those were too much of an issue, and the giant lord is weak to dark, so I put on the dark clutch ring and was able to do plenty of damage to make it a very short fight. It's really funny how much damage this thing does.
There we go. Nice and easy.
And then with those, I went and fought Vendrick.
R1s might be the choice here, unfortunately. For the most part. Or maybe not. I can hit him sometimes. Sometimes. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Smack him in the knee. Everything will be fine. Gotta break his knee. He'll be down for the count. I don't even know where that saying comes from. Down for the count. Oops, I didn't think he'd be able to turn that far. Yeah, his calf too. His knee and his calf are his weak points. One more. There we go.
And then I went back to Shrine of Amana to get the King's Crown so that I could stop hollowing, and that is where that recording session ended. I know it was a big chunk of the game that I really cut down, but I really hope this ends up being a better viewing experience than what it could have been. I can't believe that entire last session was recorded on my controller microphone. Okay, so what happened was I had to use my PS5 controller because my Xbox controller that I normally use because it's more comfortable wasn't working properly. I have no idea why. It had something to do with the cable connection as far as I could tell. So I plugged in my PS5 controller, and for some reason OBS defaulted to that instead of my $500 microphone setup. I have no idea why. That's really annoying. Hopefully I was able to make it sound not too awful. Alright, time for some cleanup, I guess. The gargoyles are either going to be extremely easy or extremely frustrating because of the hitboxes. Guess we'll find out. Oh my god. Are they part of the Bellkeeper's Covenant? What's going on? Why are you here? Oh my goodness, I forgot about plunging attacks. Damn. Assuming I upload this video in a timely manner, the Night Rain DLC is coming out soon, and I'm really excited for that, actually. I don't think I'll be making any content on it, just because Night Rain content does not seem to do well on my channel at all, for all that I've tried. But I'm excited. Gonna play as Remus Lupin and a Strength Faith girly. Oh yeah. Whoa, 2-shot. Crit. Not the best Dark Souls 2 boss, but I don't know, not the worst, I suppose. Probably my least favorite base game boss, actually. And the only boss that I think is actually worse is, like, the Grave Robber trio. Alright, I'm gonna go refight Velstadt so I can get Sacred Oath. Hey, Velstadt. It's really not a hard fight. It's just one that you have to, like, be in the right position for to hit him, and that's kind of frustrating. Either way, easy enough, I suppose. Feeble cast what? Ow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I do want to get rid of this Necromancer, but I don't really care about the other one. Oh my god. You. Extremely difficult fight, as usual. There you go. Okay, just Dark Liquor left. I always think this one is going to be the forest one, or the Shaded Woods one. I find the Shaded Woods one to be like the easiest by far, but also the most frustrating with where like all the pits are placed. And like how the elevator starts down. That's just evil. No, come on. I can't even do anything. That killed me. I'm so sad. I hate that they chain aggro. If they didn't chain aggro, this wouldn't even be that bad. Where is the Pyromancer? Ow. Okay, there we go. Not too bad. Oh my god. There we go. Okay, well, if the targeting would work, that would be really cool, I think. I would love to pull them away from each other. Can't really do that when they're both up here, though. Ow. Nope, they fell. That's good, actually. That means I can pull the hammer guy up. And then drop down. Okay, or not, I guess. There we go. Avil is gonna be the most annoying one here for sure. That's not awful damage. I'd be happy to use basically all my spells on Avil. Rickard is also gonna be annoying, but... Ricard. Oh my god. Okay, well. It's going slightly better this time. Arguably, considering I haven't died yet, but not going super great either. No! God damn it! Honestly, it probably wouldn't be too difficult to get this guy to fall off the edge, huh? Okay, never mind. That was significantly easier than I was expecting. I think it'd be really fun to cosplay one of these guys, just to like have the potential to scare other people with your ghost. That'd be funny. Okay, let's see how this goes. The easiest way to do this by far is to just run up here and... Okay, well, if the lock-on functions... Okay, never mind. Oh my god. It's because we both got knocked back at the same time that didn't connect. Oh my god. Oh my god, again. Stop! Give me half a second to roll. There's nothing you can do to avoid the second and third attacks. Lightning. Let me blink to the face. There we go. Yeah, the archer on his own is really not a threat. It's just when he's combined with the dagger guy that it gets really annoying. Oh my god. Also, this hole is evil. And the fact that the elevator starts down is also evil. Is this another dagger guy? Oh. Doesn't really know how to respond to a Mitt Force. I'm not complaining about that. Alright, let's see how this goes. Sacred Oath. Stalling for time, I see. They don't do a ton of damage, but it's better than nothing. Never mind, double crit, hello? The game had mercy on me, holy. And then I squandered it, but Jesus Christ. Okay. This is gonna hurt. Oh, everything's fine. Oh my god. Okay, the game had mercy on me because I'm never allowed to attack again. One more. There we go. Easy. Wow. That was shockingly painless. It probably makes sense to focus Sarah, right? Oh my god. Was that a crit? That felt like a crit for sure. Ow. This is a pickle. I just need them to space a little more. Come on. Ow. No, what? What? I didn't. I've never. Guess that's what I get for trying to cheese them. More specifically, that's what I get for trying to cheese them and not following through. That's unfortunate. Never mind. Oh my god. That's the fastest I've ever seen her pull that out. Why are they just blocking? I don't usually ever see them block at all, really. There we go. Okay. Now it's just you. As long as I don't get backstabbed, I'll be fine. Okay, well. Where are you going? Okay, he stopped trying. Thank you. I'm gonna put on the Dark Clutch Ring here, actually. You know, Gowers probably makes it feasible to sprint past the reindeer, actually. I'm not gonna try, because that doesn't sound very fun, but it's probably a half-decent use for it. Oh, the hitboxes here are gonna be awful, huh? Because I have to be up close to do damage, and then they do this. Okay, that's fine. I do enough damage, but it's really not that big of a deal, but still. I'm definitely gonna have to fight at least one more reindeer. Hopefully only one more. Oh my god. They always use their most annoying possible move in any given moment. I swear to god. I'm probably gonna have to fight one more because of that, because it just kept jumping around. Actually, with the storm already going, if there is a chance of there being one, it's better to just go at this point. Okay, I think this is the one that spawned from this blizzard. Which means I'm just gonna run. And pray that Gowers does its job. Hey, Gowers did its job! Ow. Hey, Gowers, thanks. Okay, I think one more and Zalin will jump down. Okay, just gonna jump back and hopefully Zalin will do a ranged. Are you kidding me? That's so unfortunate. They swapped roles when they shouldn't have. Oh my god. There we go. Everything's fine. Okay, I am definitely gonna need to use a repair powder. She's gonna buff. He's gonna buff? I think it's gonna buff. Never mind. What the hell? I know this is a really bad idea, but what if I did try to run past the reindeer? Okay, this was a very bad idea, as it turns out. Just gotta be a little bit more careful this time. I got greedy last time. And also was bad at the video game, but that's beside the point. Okay, one more, and Zalin's gonna jump down, so gotta get a good attack opportunity. Wait, really? I've never seen it swipe twice like that. No, that's bad. It's fine, everything's fine. Nothing to worry about. Insanely poorly timed, but that's fine, apparently. Never punished. Okay. Repair powder and heal. Wow, really? Just gonna keep going? Holy sh**. Usually jumps away after one, maybe two, apparently. I don't know if that was safe. It was not a safe heal. Good to know. Okay, now he's gonna heal. There we go. In theory, this run shouldn't be too bad. In theory. Ow. Oh my god. That's straight up just unfortunate. What? Talk about unfortunate. Everything's fine. Sacred Oath. Assuming I can actually hit him. This shouldn't... Yeah, that's not terrible. Okay, I need to be better at stamina management for sure. Ow. God damn it. Oh. There we go. Nice and easy first try. Do I care enough to actually fight the Prowlers? Oh. Pardon me. Oh my goodness. Okay, I don't care. Kill me. The best boss run back in the game. Yay. I find this one so much more annoying than Frigid Outskirts, to be honest. It's not even that it's like harder, it's just more annoying, specifically because of the salamanders. If the salamanders weren't here, this wouldn't even be that bad of a run back, to be honest. Primarily because the only reason I don't kill everything is because the salamanders. Okay, there we go. Okay. Hopefully this doesn't end up being too awful. Hopefully I can actually hit him, unlike the Ivory King. Oh, okay, insane skill issue. Oh, skill issue. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's try his again. I have the lightning clutching on this time. Oops, insane skill issue. Oh goodness, crit. Okay. I don't like that grab attack, the timing, the weird delay, like it shakes up the fight in a cool way, but it's also like really annoying to get grabbed by because then you just get tinnitus for the rest of the fight. Another crit. Nice. Uh oh. Gave me mercy. That's crazy. I think that third hit was greedy, but it's fine. One more. Damn, if I hadn't got hit right at the beginning of the fight, that would have been seppuku. That's kind of... Oh well. Alright, time to go actually finish the game. Something tells me I'm gonna have hitbox issues here. That's a lot of damage though, so it doesn't really matter. Wow. Okay. That was the most unfortunate timed crit in the game so far, I think. Considering he died before. He would have died with or without the crit. That's okay. Oh my god. Extremely difficult fight, of course. Should be able to get rid of this by doing something. There we go. Oh my god. Being immune to the curse makes her a lot less threatening, though, for sure. Oops. Hitboxes don't matter here. This is an AoE, isn't it? The greed was worth it, to be honest. Nice and easy. And this is the very rare run where I don't feel like I need to restart. Or I mean, you know, use a bone before fighting Aldia. Aldia's being kind of rude. Can I attack you, please? No? Okay. Okay, I was definitely expecting hitbox issues, but it looks like we're not going to get too many. That sure did hit me. Okay, hitbox issues, never mind. Okay. Hopefully that wasn't too greedy. Seemed to be perfect. He did not do the backflip. Unfortunate. Nice, like the crit. Why is he facing that way? Is it because of specifically where I was standing when he started teleporting? As opposed to where I ended up? Yeah, because I can't see him doing his animations. But I don't want to be on this side because there's not much floor over here. Yeah, I guess that doesn't matter. Oh my goodness. Come on. There we go, finally. Alright, that's the disc chime, I guess. That was surprisingly fun. Very little setup. Very little messing with weapon buffs or infusions or anything. It was just like grabbing the weapon, upgrading it, getting my levels, and getting a couple miracles that I thought would be useful that I didn't even really end up using too much. I don't know. If you do want a unique run, I would recommend this. There were a couple frustrating bits. Maybe have a backup weapon for like Ivory King or whatever, but in general, I think this is a pretty fun run. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I love you all, and I would especially like to thank Vin Spear, Nocia, Manu, Astral Lily, Winter, Validit, Nick Possum, Krista, Unrio Doll, Ryasune21, Rakuna, Anthony, Manarok, and Ryan Rickard. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel. I don't know how to end this.